High vibration, sweet babies. Okay, so I have some Taurus wisdom and medicine to share with you. Right now, it feels like there's definitely a rebirth happening. You're about to birth something into life or into your reality. You're going through a rebirth. There's just a lot of energy around what's to come, what to expect, but something is definitely being birthed into your life, into your existence. And I feel like this is going to be a stage in your life where there's a lot less tension, a lot less butting heads, a lot less resistance. I feel you just entering into a place of a lot more flow, and a lot more of softness. Like your guard can come down. Maybe you've been in warrior mode. For me, I'm the oldest granddaughter. For my family, we're a pretty small family. We're all very much involved. Well, we were when I was younger, very much involved and very much connected. And I was the oldest of all of the cousins and the grandchildren. And I definitely felt myself often in a fierce protector mode and felt myself often having to just be in warrior, like armor up, guard up, emotions down so that I could really be there in a different way than I know that the rest of the girls were on. They all went through their own stuff. I mean, some of the cousins are still pretty young, but in their own way, they've all had to kind of experience some stuff. It's just the girlhood journey. 937 has been a significant number, 937 in specific. This could be a verse that might be good for you to connect with, so you can go ahead and look that up. If you see 937 on a timestamp or anything like that, pay attention to what you're thinking about, or maybe some other symbols going on around you at the time. I'm actually really interested to go and look and see what that means. Okay, so I just looked at it, and it's about asking for help and understanding that in order to have the kind of help that you need to trust in God and bring people to this sort of care and nurturing that can be found through God. And I think that's really beautiful. Now, getting back to what I was saying, there's a real softness around what's coming next for you and your upcoming path. And I think this is really going to kind of shed light on the ways in which our healing and being able to connect to our most, sacred self can really, my stomach is making some interesting sounds right now, is actually really so beneficial for other people and our relationship with other people as well. So right now there's a huge 444 might be significant. There's a huge push to take care of yourself, self-care. Take the bath, put the shower steamers in, get the aromatherapy going. do the like skincare patches on your face, like all the things. And then really think about how to make your life feel abundant. Specifically, luxurious was coming in for me. Like, how do you bring in luxury? I am in in a very transitional state right now. I really love my home, but I'm going to have to be leaving it soon. So I'm going to be back in my transient mode once again. And I just want to not fall into like my old ways of like vagabond, and really connect to this sort of feeling of comfort and luxury and security of being in a stable home environment. So for me, there's a lot of emphasis on how to feel rooted, how to feel grounded, and how to feel safe and stable, no matter where I am or no matter where I go. And this can be in so many different things. This can, like, for me, what I'm noticing is lighting. Lighting is everything to me. I don't want bright white fluorescent lights overhead. I like warm ambient tones. I like colorful lights. I like neon signs. I like disco balls reflecting light. I like the sunlight that shines through prisms on when, like, light is a huge way for me to just add a little something into my environment that helps me feel really comforted and feel very luxurious. Love plants, and this is all very much like Taurus, of like creature of comfort energy. So this is where the Taurus wisdom really comes in. So I'm going to be really connecting with that over the next couple weeks here, especially as I'm connecting with a new home environment. I'm allowing myself to really feel into like what is going to be truly comfortable for me. For me, I get to pick solely for myself. I get to pick truly for where I'm at in my time and space right now. What's going to be suitable for my needs? Where am I going to feel comforted? Where am I going to feel rooted and grounded and solid? Some other things, though, that really speak to my version of abundance and luxury is a full, nutritious fridge. I grew up with some food insecurity and also disordered eating in my household. So food in itself is like a whole ass spiritual journey for me, but having a full fridge and having had a full fridge now in my own life has been a very ritualistic practice of being grateful for food, especially being vegan. That was a whole journey in understanding and appreciating where my food came from, and having more intention and thought around the food and what goes into making a good meal, the ingredients and their not only healing benefits but their spiritual healing benefits, and all of those groovy things that I can pay more attention to, especially with being in so transient mode in the moment. Like, how am I eating? How am I nourishing myself? Like, am I bringing in the life that feels aligned and called to me as I eat? Like, am I eating McDonald's every day? Because that's not what like a CEO does. I'm sorry. Maybe like a CEO of like a tobacco shop like around the corner, but I'm thinking differently than that, and I don't want to eat in a way that is not fueling my highest and greatest good. For some people, luxury and abundance is being able to pull up to McDonald's every single day and you order that number 7 meal, honey, and you get the large fry. Like, do what feels good to you, which is why Taurus is asking you to examine what is the creature of comfort yearning for and looking for within yourself. Is it luxurious clothes? Stop buying cheap shit online on Amazon, please, and go to the vintage store. Get the coat that is like a $400 coat, but it sat in someone's attic, so now it's $40. Like, get it. feel the difference. Please. This is like my Capricorn stellium, who's like obsessed with aesthetics, is just like, please just wear better clothes. But seriously, like, for some people, again, I'm not trying to shade anybody. For some people, being able to go online and do a huge haul is luxury, is abundance. And whatever that is to you, there's no right or wrong. Everyone comes from their own place, and everyone has to go through their own money experience. This Taurus energy is definitely a good time to examine your finances, examine where your income comes in, any blockages that might be happening in your income. Notice blockages in your spiritual energy, in your mental energy, clear up in your finances as well, because the two are very connected, especially when we have Taurus or Capricorn energy in the mix, which we've had both. So understanding your finances, where's your money going? Where are your money leaks? Where is your energy leaking? Where are you giving away all of your energy? Because you're also giving away all of your financial abundance. You're also giving away all of your structure. All of these things are combined. All of these things are definitely in the same energy center and worth looking into. Taurus is really going to help us illuminate those types of things, where we're making bad money choices. Taurus is also going to help us understand, how we really, are so rigid and like rooted in our ways of things. And is this really helping us to be our most abundant and, abundant and prosperous self? Like, are there ways that we are limiting our expansion mentally or spiritually? Because if we're only able to evolve to so much abundance mentally and spiritually, that's going to show up in our physical world, or we're going to feel some kind of imbalance, or we're going to feel some kind of disconnect from our prosperity and our abundance in all forms when we're not able to keep expanding and growing mentally and spiritually to be the type of person who can actually contain those things. I'm not going to go too far into the money talk and the energy of abundance and all that kind of stuff. There's so many conversations we can have around that. And honestly, I would rather just point you in the direction of someone like Metamorphosis with Elise, who is an intuitive and money healer. She's way more than that. She's like a freaking high priestess of the energy of money. But I wanted to touch on that very briefly because it is very Taurus related energy. So, if you are somebody who's trying to cut back on things and save money, that doesn't mean you have to, give up the luxury energy or the feeling of comfort, the feeling of abundance with cutting back in certain areas. Like, you can still feel like very abundant, like you have surplus, like your cup runneth over, by turning things into more of a ritualistic experience. First, okay, I'm just going to be real. There is something that feels so bougie and so abundant about like having a coffee in my hand and it's in a cute cup and I'm walking down the street. I don't know. This is me. Or I'm driving in my car and I'm playing my music and I'm sipping on my coffee. But there have been times in my life when I could not afford to go out and grab myself a coffee every fucking day, because that's just not a very wise money-making decision for myself. And even though it was tapping me into the feeling of luxury, it was actually taking away from my spiritual abundance and physical abundance, because it just wasn't actually conducive to my finances. So instead, I made myself a very luxurious coffee experience. I would buy my favorite coffee brands. I would buy yummy creamers, plant-based creamers. And I would get myself different syrups. TJ Maxx always has like discounted syrups. So you can buy a couple bottles and give yourself like a barista experience at home. My mom is actually hilarious with this too, because she is a serious coffee drinker. She would start saving her Dunkin' Donuts cups that they would give her, and she would just make her coffee at home and put it in the cup. And for some reason, that experience, like, of holding the Dunkin' cup, even though she made the coffee at home, she just was able to swap out of buying coffee every day. And it's so funny because that option was always available to her, but it was just when she decided to put it in that cup that she was able to, like, cut back so much on her spending at Dunkin' Donuts on a daily basis. I mean, she was there like at least once a day, a couple times a day, most of the time. So, those are little switches, little tidbits for creating a more luxurious, a more Taurus creature of comfort experience for yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting comfort. There is nothing wrong with needing to adjust the priorities in your life so that you feel more comfortable. That is absolutely what Taurus wants for you and is hoping to shed light on for you. But it also doesn't want to be in the energy of frugalness or holding back. And the shadow parts of Taurus is that we can be too stubborn or have too much resistance around things that actually expand us and push us outside of our comfort zone. So finding that balance and recognizing that when you're following what feels good to you and you're tapping into your gifts, this is really the best way for you to find expansion. And it's in those ways that, like, life can give you opportunities to feel really luxurious and really abundant and fruitful in those ways outside of your comfort zone. So if you're looking to break out of your comfort zone, go with your gifts, follow your gifts, and go in that direction. Okay, all my lovin', and I will talk to you soon.